Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Popo here, bringing guys a new video, and today we're going to talk about Regulation H. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about the newly announced Regulation H. This is a wild one. This is something that people have been asking for, which is essentially Regulation A plus. Some people call it plus, some people call it plus. I guess plus because 2 DLCs, whatever. It doesn't matter. No more legendaries. All the legendaries are banned, as you can see here. This is going to go from September 1st to January 5th, which with some unfortunate news on top of that. And that news is that Regulation G will return on January 5th. Not a big fan of that. But it is what it is. So as you can see, every single legendary is banned. You know, even the pseudo legendary, the pseudo legendary. All those, not the pseudo legendary. Sorry, the like lesser legendaries like Landers and stuff. Sorry, my brain is a little off. Let me just start this over. Take 2. Welcome, everybody, and today we're going to be looking at Regulation H. This was just announced last night. Very exciting news. Starts on September 1st and goes until January 5th. A little bit unfortunate news about it, however, is the fact that on January 5th we are going back to Regulation G, which is not the greatest, and nobody really wants to go back to that. They want to continue this, though we don't know how the format's going to feel. I do have 5 teams here that we're going to take a look at, just some sample teams that you could use, and one team that I think I'm going to make because it looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, first we're going to just go through this. As you can see, all the legendaries, even the lesser legendaries, such as things like, you know, the Cabalion and Terrakion, all those, you know, the genies, they're all gone. So you don't have to worry about these Pokemon, which is really, really nice, right? There's the power is coming down, with the biggest one being Urshifu, of course. And also, if we go down here, you'll see a Raging Bolt as well. These are huge Pokemon that are gone now. So we can be super thankful for that. I almost said 2 words at one time. So yeah, all these are gone, including Chen Pao and stuff too. So don't have to worry about those. Iron Hands, he's out of here. This is going to be a pretty fun format, so let's get into some teams here. The first team I have is Len Duel's team that he's been kind of just using all season, different variations. I couldn't find a Pokepaste with EVs on this, so I did not want to put EVs or IVs in. So anything that you see here is subject to change, except for Lycanroc. I know it's 252 with a Jolly. I believe it might be Adamant, actually. But it's going to be something like that, so Lycanroc is pretty simple. But other than that, this is, you know, we got the Tyranitar, we got Solvest Sandstream, of course, with Grass Terra, Rock Slide, Knockoff, Low Kick, Terra Blast. You can change these moves up depending on the format, though Low Kick is still going to be very, very good because Ursaluna Blood Moon is still in the format. So you're going to have to deal with that, and Low Kick is one of the best options to deal with that. So pretty standard Tyranitar, and if you know anything about Len's Tyranitar, it's usually this, but I just don't want to commit to that. So Lycanroc, Focus Sash, Sand Rush, of course, Close Combat, Protect, Rock Slide, Endeavor. Pretty basic. This is a standard Lycanroc set. It helps deal with Incineroar and stuff. Next, we have Corviknight, which is going to be not Flying Terra. I believe this thing is Fire Terra. It is. Okay. Fire Terra. And that's going to be Citrus Berry, Body Press, Brave Bird, Tailwind, Roost. So the main thing you want to do is get Tailwind up with it, and then you can start going with those Body Presses or Brave Birds. Of course, the Mirror Armor is going to reflect the Intimidate if you see all your attackers are actually physical attackers, so you got to be very careful about that. Next, we have Dragonite. It's going to be Loaded Dice, Inner Focus, Scale Shot, Extreme Speed, Iron Head, Protect. It's a really interesting Dragonite set. I personally would probably replace this with Como-O. I think Como-O could be better at the moment. But I guess that's personal preference, especially because Fluttermane is now gone, which is one of the biggest threats to Como. I did not make a Como team, but definitely don't sleep on Como. Next, we have a Moongus. This isn't supposed to be Grass Terra either. This was actually Fairy Terra, though I don't think that's the best Terra for it. Rocky Helmet, Regenerator. Sludge Bomb, Rage Powder, Spore, Protect. I think Rocky Helmet's still going to be really good because of Palafin. So definitely keep the Rocky Helmet on there. And of course, Garchomp, and this is going to be Steel Terra leftovers. Steel Terra could definitely change. Sandvale, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Substitute, and Protect. This is just going to be a beast at attacking. That's mainly what you want to do. And you're going to sit behind that substitute and just kind of do your thing, and hopefully they miss some attacks. So that's Len's team. I don't have too much to say about it besides Len is a very good player and has done well with this team. So go ahead and try it. Next is going to be a Dondozo team. So Dondozo, of course, is kind of unleashed again, right? There's not as many threats to it, so it's going to be able to take advantage of that, and it has been doing well, actually, pretty well in Regulation G right now, so we'll see how it goes forward. I'm putting the Steel Terra on here because I think people might run Clear Smog again, so you got to be kind of weary of that. Haze, of course, is still going to be really good, but we're going to put that on for now. Leftovers, Unaware. Order Up is going to be back because, once again, there's no Fluttermane, so Order Up is going to feel really strong. The fairies that are in the format now are pretty meh, so Order Up is very, very good. Earthquake, Wave Crash, and Protect. You could change this move pool up. You can go Rest if you wanted to. We've seen that in the past, but I do really like the set. Arbitrary number of HP. Decent attack stat when this goes up. It does a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemon. Want to make it pretty bulky, so I went 92 and make it fast enough to outspeed a couple of things. Not super important, but just kind of want to balance it out. Kind of throw your own Dondozo that you like into this. Tatsugiri, I put Fairy Terra, but you could also go for that Steel Terra. Focus Sash, Commander, obviously. Icy Wind, Muddy Water, Protect, and Taunt. And the reason why Taunt over Draco Meteor, you could take off Icy Wind for Draco Meteor, though our team's pretty slow. The reason for the taunt is I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to be taunted, Amoonguss being one of those, so this is going to give you that little bit of a reach, so I think it'll be pretty good. And then just 252, just basic Tatsugiri, especially because your Focus Sash. You could go Modest if you really want to, just to do that little bit more damage. Next we have Glamora, and this is going to be the Assault Vest variant, Grass Terra. We got the Power Gem, Mortal Spin, Energy Ball, and Sludge Bomb, and this is going to be 180 HP, 252 attack, and 68 speed. This allows it to outspeed Blood Moon Ursaluna, so you can go for Grass Terra Energy Ball onto it, and if they don't Terra, it one-shots. If they do Terra, it's very close, so a double up will definitely take care of it, so that's going to kind of be where you're at with that. If you wanted to, you could go slower, so if they go Trick Room, but I think it's safer just to be faster, just in case they are max speed, Blood Moon Ursaluna. So I think this is a really good speed tier, and you can go for that. So Glamora, of course, you're going to use Mortal Spin, and then you could sit with some Dondozo stuff. Those Toxic Debris is going to be able to put Toxic on your opponent's Pokemon if they hit this with a physical attacker, which physical attackers are back. They're very strong going into this format. There's a couple of good special attackers, Glamora I think being one of them, but yeah. Next we have Rillaboom. This is going to be Choice Band because we do have the Assault Vest on Glamora. This Choice Band is going to allow it to do tons of damage with the Wood Hammer, Grassy Glide, U-Turn, and High Horsepower. High Horsepower is to hit Incineroars, of course. And then you get the Wood Hammer, just does a ton of damage. And Grassy Glide with Choice Band almost kills a Palafin. So, and if it's Baby Fin, it does, I believe it does kill. I could be wrong with that, but yeah, it's going to do massive amounts of damage. And then U-Turn's going to allow you to get out Dondozo while taking a shot, because we're going no speed investment, so that way we can have that advantage. Especially in ladder, people are going to think you have fake out on this, and you could just go U-turn. You can even U-turn into your own Glamora to get some spikes on your opponent's side and go out into the Dondozo and set up for a future turn if you think they're going to protect or something like that. A very, very valid play and something that is always fun to do. So this is just a hard-hitting Rillaboom, max attack, adamant, has some HP and some special defense bulk. Sorry if you can hear that in the back. Somebody is mowing right outside the window. Next we have Goldango. This is going to be Water Terror. You could go Dragon, though I don't think there's really a necessary reason to go for that. I think Water might just be better, but take that as your own. Citrus Berry, good as gold, of course. Make it rain, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot, Protect, very basic. This is, I believe, James Beck's stat line from when he won the regional. It's just the one I always use, so I just threw it in here. But throw your own Goldango, whatever one you like. We're going Citrus Berry because we do have the leftovers on the Dondozo, though you could change this to something else if you want to, and put leftovers here, but I don't mind the Citrus Berry. And our last one is going to be the Incineroar, Ghost Terror, Safety Goggles, Intimidate, Fake Out, Knockoff. You could go Will-O-Wisp. There's definitely a case to go Will-O-Wisp. And Parting Shot, of course. Insert your own. This is just the one I use most often. But insert your own Incineroar. Whatever one you feel the most comfortable with is going to be the best one for your team. So, unless there's certain things you want to survive. But I think this team is actually really, really strong. And it has a lot of pivot options. You can go Parting Shot and U-turn on the first turn to get out Dondozo, Tatsugiri without them taking any damage. And then you're all set up for that second turn, and your opponent could be in a pretty bad position as, Parting Shot might have lowered their attack. They took some damage from U-turn, and now they're not ready for an Earthquake or an Order Up or a Wave Crash, and might knock out one of their Pokemon. So, I think that combo is going to be a very, very solid. Next, we have Size Spam, of course. You can't make a team list without a little bit of Size Spam. Of course, we have Indeedee, Dazzling Gleam. Use your favorite move of choice. I think Dazzling Gleam is the best one. Trick Room, Helping Hand, Follow Me, especially because we're Fairy Terra. You could go Grass Terra as well, just in case for a Moongus or something like that, but a Moongus really isn't threatening this team. Psychic Seed, Psychic Surge, of course, and this is the one I always use and I have used forever. So that's what I'll continue to go with, but use your favorite Indeedee. Next we have Armarouge, and it is going to be Choice Specs Weak Armor, and there's a reason for that. You might already noticed, but Expanding Force, Armor Cannon, Energy Ball, and Heat Wave. Just 252, 252, with the speeds coming down because there's no Flutter Mane and stuff like that. Like, this isn't a bad speed stat, even with it being modest, so this is perfectly acceptable, but when you get that weak armor boost, this is going to go up a lot. So it's going to be faster than most everything in the format, besides like Dragapult. So it's really, really good. And how are you going to get that off? Oh yeah, it's Psychic Terror as well, so you can do more with the Expanding Force. And that's with Palafin. This is actually Choice Scarf Palafin. Max HP, max attack. And so it's going to be super bulky, but also on top of that, it's going to have a very fast speed, 181. There's like 2 or 3 Pokemon that outspeed it, and the only one that I think will be used is probably Dragapult. So this is going to allow it to go for Flip Turn to Armarouge. You Terrasilize into Psychic type, and it only does about 28 damage. 28%, not 28 damage, 28% with that Flip Turn because he isn't changed yet, and you're going to be able to switch him out, and later on when he does come back in, he's going to be much, much stronger. We have Flip Turn, Wave Crash, Jet Punch in close combat, and you're going to Flip Turn him into Indeedee like 99.9% of the time, so you just get that off, and then you have Armarouge all set up, going for Expanding Forces and just one-shotting things with the Choice Specs. It's very, very strong. And then when he goes down, you have Palafin coming in fully ready to go. He's going to be faster than everything, and he's just going to be stronger than everything. So very, very good. And the cool thing about this is that you still have 3 more Pokemon. This is better in Best of 1, by the way. But you have Blood Moon, Ursaluna as well, Life Orb, Mind's Eye, Hyper Voice, Earth Power, Blood Moon, Protect. We have some bulk, some speed. Once again, the speed doesn't need to be as high because there are less threats. So this is going to hit a point where it's going to be faster than the Palafins. So that's where you kind of want to be. So that way you can hit the Palafins before they hit you if I have to go for Tailwind. So but then you're also going to be slower than most things going into Trick Room. So it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off there that's really good. Once again, 252, 100, 156 is going to make them bulky, as well as do a ton of damage. Just don't get hit by a special attack if you can help it. Of course, we have Amoonguss. Insert your own Amoonguss here. Do not do 0 speed, though, because we are going to go for that Tailwind. You could put some speed in here to be faster than things, and so that you don't have any speed ties. We have the Dark, but we don't need Dark. That was just kind of what I had on there. I'll put on Water. Just for the sake of having it on. It's just I copy and pasted it. And this is going to be Citrus Berry. Don't really need anything but the Citrus Berry. I don't know why I clicked on that. So it's just going to give it some more healing. And then we have the Whimsicott, which is going to be Focus Sash, Tailwind, Moonblast, Energy Ball, and Taunt. And there's a reason for this is Energy Ball is going to allow you to hit Palafins. It's going to allow you to hit Blood Moon Ursalunas. This Pokemon gets by Amoonguss, so you're going to be able to do some damage. Plus, we have Psychic Terrain, so you don't really want more than one, maybe, Prankster attacking move. So we're going to put that on Taunt, because Taunt's going to give us the most variety. We can taunt Amoonguss, we can taunt some setup Pokemon, so it just gives us a lot more movement. And then, of course, Moonblast, that's just going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of things, because once again, fairies aren't very common in this, so it's hard to find a Pokemon that hits some of these Pokemon like Annihilate for super effective, and this is going to be kind of the Pokemon that does that. And it does pretty well against it. I don't think Annihilates are going to be Fire Terra going into this because of Palafin, but we'll have to wait and see. And next up is the Anti-Incineroar team. We're bringing back Hisuian Arcanine, boys, and it's going to be Clear Amulet, Fairy Terra. Use the Terra of your choice, whatever one you prefer. We're going to go Intimidate, of course. Rock Slide, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, and Protect. 252, 252. You could switch these to go Speed over Attack if you really want to. Whatever your preference is. Though this just really takes care of Incineroar pretty well, so we're going to stick to that. You could also, if you really wanted to, instead of going for this, you can go Rock Head and then go for Head Smash, and then you have a Pokemon that just one-shots Incineroar every single time, and it also one-shots a bunch of other Pokemon as well. So this could be something that you go for in trading for that, and maybe change Extreme Speed to Rock Slide, something like that. But since we did lose the Choice Band, because we're going to go Clear Amulet, then it's just a little bit different. And the reason why I go on Clear Amulet, once again, Palafin. So we need to be running Protect, I feel like, and it's just kind of important to do that. But you can all see we're running Rain on a team with this Fire Pokemon, because he doesn't really rely on his Fire attack. We can do this. So we're going to go Basiligion, and this is going to be Swift Swim and Choice Band. Since we don't have that Choice Band, we could switch it over to him. Wave Crash, Flip Turn, Last Respects, and Phantom Force. He doesn't really have a good Ghost attack that he can use on the first turn. So Phantom Force is going to be okay. Once again, you don't have to be too fast. We just have to outspeed one Pokemon. That's Dragapult. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go Max Attack, which goes to 180. And we're going to go for a little bit of bulk. He has really good HP, so if you can put some of the bulk in some of the other areas, then he can survive attack and get one off on the next turn. And so yeah, he's just going to output a lot of damage. If he's your last Pokemon, of course, Last Respects is going to start doing some massive amounts of damage with 150 base attack, and pretty much one-shotting everything with the Choice Band. And to set up that Rain, we of course have the Politoed. I know, not the Pelipper. I feel like Pelipper is going to lose a little bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But we got leftovers, Drizzle, of course, Grass Terra, Hydro Pump, Icy Wind, Haze, and Protect. The Haze is going to be huge. It's against Dondozo and a couple other threats. Max HP, good defenses. We're going to go Bold. And it's just kind of going to be bulky Icy Wind user that can switch out and then maybe hit something for a lot of damage with Hydro Pump. Because you're not really worried about the risk, because you're either going Icy Wind or Hydro Pump with this thing every single turn. You don't really need to ever click Protect. You just have it just in case. You can also switch this if you wanted to for the Whetstone, so that way the Rain stays longer. But I think Leftovers just gives more versatility and allows you to heal back up. And we're going to take advantage of the rain with Archaludon as well. This is going to be a very similar set to what gets run, I don't want to say now, but when it first dropped. We're just going to have the Stamina, Assault Vest, Electro Shot, Draco Meteor, Flash Cannon, and Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere could be Dragon Pulse. It could be a bunch of other moves. I like Aura Sphere because there's going to be a lot less fighting types in the meta, so there's going to be some Steel types or a lot of Steel Terras that this is going to be able to hit. So I do like adding that to the team instead. And we have a decent HP pool, we have good special attack, and we're going to get up our special defense a little bit, so that way when it gets that 50% boost, it's doing all right. So in the Fairy Terra for those fighting types. We got Rillaboom. This is going to be Metal Plate. Since we are using our Assault Vests, we're going to go for something a little bit different. Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Protect. And this is more of a bulkier set. We're going to go for a little bit of HP, some attack, but in our defenses we're going to boost up. And we're going to gain some speed just so we can outspeed some of the threats. Once again, this is going to allow us to outspeed something like that, that Ursaluna. Actually, I think this is supposed to be here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So we can outspeed that Ursaluna outside of Trick Room or Tailwind. And just win that way. And of course, last we have Clefairy. This is going to allow our Pokemon to survive a little bit longer. This is going to sit next to the Archaludon and really help it out, and that's the main purpose of this Pokemon. Also, Aura Sphere. Actually, this should be Body Press. I just remembered that it had Body Press. I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, it can sit next to the Clefairy, go for Body Presses, go for Electro Shots, and then you have the Life Dew healing it up as well and helping Hand to just output that little bit more damage. It also goes very well with Basiligion to take off some of those, and with the Grass Terra, it gets rid of the Spores. But my favorite team that I created today, and the one I'm probably going to make and try to use, is going to be this MouseSafe team. And yeah, we'll go over it. So we're going to have Grass Terra Annihilate. Water Terra also very, very relevant. You could go Fire Terra still, just for those Will-O-Wisps and stuff. But I do like this. We got the leftovers, of course, Defiant, Bulk Up, Rage Powder, Drain Punch, Protect. This is the set I like to run. This is pretty much the basic set, but it's the one I'm comfortable with and I have been running. I think if you put the attack a little bit more up, you could lose some of the special defense. And the reason why it's okay to lose some of the special defense, because there's no Flutter Mane or Chi-Yu. So this Pokemon is about to get unleashed. So you could lose actually a lot of this, probably going down to here and then putting attack up to here. This might allow it to one-shot Incineroar. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm just going to leave it like this for now. But definitely test it out. Do some calcs. Of course, we have the Mouse Hold, Focus Sash. This is the set I always go for. Ghost Terror, Super Fang, Follow Me, Beat Up, and Protect. This just allows you to get the beat ups out onto your Annihilate. Oftentimes, without the Focus Sash even, it does survive. You could go Grass, which I was using for a while, but then Fake Out was just kind of annoying. To get rid of Spores to going into your Annihilate, but since we're running the Grass Terra, we don't need that. We don't even need it now. So yeah, this is going to be very good. I think this is the best set. And then if it does get one shot, then it goes down Focus Sash anyways. And then next turn you could follow up with Super Fang. We have Incineroar once again, same Incineroar as you saw in the last one. Will-O-Wisp might be better, like I said before, but we'll just leave that like that. Then we have Palafin. So this is Clear Amulet Palafin with max speed, max attack. And it's just good. Wave Crash, Jet Punch, Close Combat. Can't be intimidated, which is the main point of it, because Incineroar is going to be pretty big, and people are going to be terrestrializing Incineroar left and right. I think Grass Terra might be the most common, but Ghost Terra will still be pretty relevant as well. But we don't care if it terrestrializes, because Annihilate kind of eats it anyways, so we're not too worried about that. And yeah, the Palafin can you can lead Mouse Hold Palafin, or you can lead Annihilate, you know, Mouse Hold, you can lead Incineroar Palafin. So these are all very valid. And you can also lead Palafin Amoonguss. This one is actually going to be dark. See, I copied this one into that other one. This one is going to be dark, so you can avoid those taunts from from Whimsicots, and there's also going to be Murkrows out there too, so we don't want to get taunted by Murkrow. So this is going to allow us to negate those if we really, really need to. Rage Powder, Spore, Pollen Puff, the same. Pollen Puff's going to be very useful into Palafin and Annihilate, and of course, Amoonguss is just strong. So, but you might see another Pokemon over there. Hisuian Zoroark. Okay, so this is going to be choice specs. I'll just go over the set first. Hyper Voice, Hyper Beam, Bitter Malice, and Focus Blast. There's a bunch of moves you can put for this last move. I decided on Focus Blast, but once again, it could be anything. Just 252, 252. It might be okay to go Modest, but then it just gets outsped by a couple of things. Most notably, Palafin. So we don't want to be outsped by Palafin, but if you do go down to where Palafin is, the bulk doesn't really do anything for you, right? So just forget it. Just forget it. But what's really cool about this is we got Stellar Terra, and Hyper Voice actually one-shots Palafin. If we Stellar Terra, Bitter Malice actually one-shots Annihilate. If we, we don't even have to Terra. Hyper Beam one-shots Amoonguss. Focus Blast one-shots Incineroar. This Pokemon just hits everything. If we Stellar Terra, Hyper Beam one-shots Rillaboom. So there's just so much this Pokemon has in versatility. And the coolest thing about it is that it can come out as Mousehold, sorry. It can come out as Mousehold, Palafin, and Amoonguss without being noticed. If it comes out as Annihilate, which is possible too, and they go an Intimidator, it's going to be obvious. And it can never come out as Incineroar, right? So you got to make sure that you don't do that. But what you can do, right, is you can lead Incineroar Palafin or Incineroar Zoroark, right? With Palafin as your last one, and then probably Amoonguss in this situation. And now you're in a really good situation because they're probably going to fake out, or double attack into the Palafin slot thinking it's Palafin and it's going to switch. But what they don't know is that you're just going to go for one of these attacks and probably one-shot their Pokemon. And Stellar Terra allows it still not to be faked out. There's just so many good things with it, right? It's not getting faked out still. It walls Annihilate, so if Annihilate becomes one of the biggest Pokemon in the format, Hisuian Zoroark, even if you just leave it in the back and bring it out later, can't be hit by Annihilate. So, and that's even if we Stellar Terra. But, yeah, it's crazy. So you just can't hurt Hisuian Zoroark. And I think it's just such a cool Pokemon. And it hasn't had its chance to shine because when it came out, so did Urshifu, so did all those other Pokemon. So it really got pushed behind and never really had its chance. And I think now it might have its chance. And yes, we're running 2 Ghost Pokemon, but they only share a Dark weakness, which we kind of eat with Incineroar anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Actually, I don't even share a Dark weakness because he's Fighting type and he resists it, so they actually don't share any weaknesses, which is pretty cool. You can't be hit by Fighting, Ghost types, so if you come out as Annihilate because they don't have Incineroar or something, or they're not going to lead Incineroar because the last time around you led Annihilate. Let's say game 1, you led Annihilate Mousehold, and they led Incineroar, and they intimidated you and got you Defiant, and you swept them with Annihilate. Next turn, they're not leading Incineroar, right? So you lead Mousehold Zoroark, and then they think it's Annihilate, and then they're going to double up into it, and, you could do whatever you need to do with this, and this is probably going to get a one-shot on something. And then this goes down, and then you just bring in Annihilate, but now you have Mousehold beat up into Annihilate, and then you just win the game because they just used all their resources on turn 1 to try to stop it, but it wasn't even in existence. And once again, it can't be faked out, and you can't hit it with a Ghost type. So, they might go for a Shadow Ball into this or something, or whatever, and it's just not going to do anything. And that's crazy to me. So, I'm excited to try this team. I'm definitely going to build this team, I think. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited for Regulation H. If you are, let me know what kind of teams you're using or what Pokemon you're looking at, because there's a lot of options right now. Just be prepared for the Muck Smeargle stuff if you're gonna make a team out there. So just be very, very careful for them. But thank you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys thumbs it up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.